I hope you're feeling ready for some action and adventure because this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius on June 3rd is going to have us feeling super motivated to get out there and do something exciting and fresh and new, something that we've never done before. This is a supercharged full moon energy with a lot of fire. That's because not only is the moon in the fire sign of Sagittarius, which is very jovial, very experiential in nature, but also because Mars is going to be in the sign of Leo and it's going to be trining this new moon. Mars is all about action. It's all about willpower. It's all about doing something physically in the real world. And so the combination of these two energies can be very adventurous, very outgoing, very excitable, and very prone to seeking out excitement. So this is kind of where your adrenaline junkies, where those of you who get really lit up about doing things that are a little bit more extreme or have, just a slight amount of danger involved, like rock climbing or skydiving or something along those lines. This is where you're going to feel really lit up, and this is going to benefit you the most because this is an energy that favors those types of activities. This is also going to be a big culmination of something that was seeded in the last couple of weeks and really in the last 6 months since the last time we had a new moon in Sagittarius, which would have occurred back in December. So we have this kind of energy here of something coming to a culmination, something reaching a boiling point, but needing to actually act on that thing as we're seeing it unfold, as we're starting to reap the benefits, rewards, or results of our previous actions. It's like we did this thing, we're starting to see how it's manifesting, and now we have to jump back in and take it to the next level. So this all sounds really exciting, right? People are going to be more energized. People are going to be happier. People are going to be more lit up. People are going to be doing things out there in the world, and that's wonderful. But Saturn is also in the mix. And so we have Saturn in the sign of Pisces making a T-square with the sun and moon as a part of this full moon energy. That indicates that even though there is this excitement and this pressure building in a positive way that's going to have us, jumping in and doing all sorts of things, Saturn also requires that we look at things in practical terms, even in the sign of Pisces, which is a little bit more watery and intuitive. So with Saturn in the mix, it's going to have us kind of slowing our roll, checking in with ourselves and the way we feel about the way things are headed and what we're doing, because that is the nature of Pisces, and looking at our boundaries and where our boundaries have been too lax in regards to what it is that we're moving into, that's culminating, that we're rushing to take hold of here, the adventure that we see before us. What about this is in alignment with our boundaries, and where are our boundaries too loose? Where do we need to reinforce our boundaries? It's also about looking at things again in those practical terms. So is this something that is sustainable? Is this something that is going to cause more trouble for us in the long term? So maybe it feels really good and really exciting in the moment, and we want to rush into it and, just do the thing. But Saturn's kind of saying, slow down, take a look at what it is that you're actually manifesting here. Maybe you need to prune some things and cut some things back before you jump in. And, what are the long-term results of these short-term actions that people are going to be taking really, really abruptly? And they're good actions. I'm not saying that you should not be acting and you shouldn't be doing the things that you feel very passionate about and very motivated about around the time of this full moon. But kind of where is that likely to lead you astray in the long term? So making sure that the risks that you're taking, which are great right now and actually favored right now, are calculated risks. And so that's the big energy that's going on for this full moon. We also have a couple of other things coming up on June 11th in particular for these next couple of weeks. But before we get into that, I just want to mention that there's only a couple days left to take advantage of my free Beginners Astrology Bootcamp course. Yes, that's right. It's absolutely free. It's 22 days long, beginning on June 1st, with 22 lessons that cover all of the zodiac signs and planetary energies in astrology. And we're also doing a bonus live event where myself and my teaching assistants from the Cosmic Academy of Astrology are going to be helping you put together the energy of the planets and the signs so you can start to form your own interpretations. Again, this is 100% free. You can find the link down below. Classes begin on June 1st. And so, so this is kind of what's going on here so far. But the other thing I want to mention is between the 3rd and the 16th. So this 2-week period between the full moon for the entire waning phase of the lunar cycle, it's relatively quiet. However, we do have Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, psychological and emotional intensity, going backwards and re-entering the sign of Capricorn. And so this is going to be Pluto's return to the sign of Capricorn, where anything that hasn't been properly dealt with or properly ended in that area of our charts and of our lives, we're going to have to revisit it. We're going to have to come back to it. And so this is kind of a big energy where for several months, we're going to be revisiting Pluto in Capricorn themes. And that could mean having to break down old structures or continue to break down old structures that we started working on decomposing while Pluto was transiting the sign of Capricorn for over 16 years. But maybe we didn't get all the way there yet. Maybe we were afraid to let go of what we needed to let go of. This energy would have come up very strongly at the start of this year in 2023. And it would have kind of left and settled in a little bit for the last couple of months, and now it's coming back around where there's something here that we need to revisit. And so there could be a revisiting of an old crisis. There could be a revisiting of an old intense situation that comes up in the next couple of weeks. And so that's part of what's happening here. Luckily, on that same day, on June 11th, we have Venus, the planet of love, relationships, beauty, harmony, equilibrium, and balance, in a square with Jupiter. And I know you're thinking, oh no, it's a square. Squares are bad, right? But when we have the two benefic planets squaring each other, beautiful things can objectively take place in our lives. And so we have this beautiful Venusian energy squaring Jupiter in a really powerful and in a way that's going to show up in a harmonious sort of light. There could be challenges here. The challenges are going to be that around this time on June 11th, people could be a little overly indulgent, especially people who have strong energy in the Jupiterian sign right now, which is going to be Taurus, because Jupiter just entered the sign of Taurus. And so there could be laziness, there could be overindulgence, there could be overdoing things, especially when it comes to Venusian themes, which are themes of beauty, tranquility, sensuality, food, the actual sensory experience, material, and physicality. So it could be overindulging in things in the physical realm. But this could also bring a lot of physical and material abundance. And that could be the reason why we're seeing such indulgences within ourselves and within our society around that time. And so there's good and bad to this energy. But in truth, when you see benefic energies squaring, especially squaring each other, this is considered to be traditionally a very positive thing. And so on kind of the outside looking in, we might experience some sort of extra beauty, extra ease, extra opportunity around this time. However, our expectations might be much more elevated than they normally are. And so the reality of the situation, although it'll be very beautiful and very wonderful, might not meet our expectations. And that leads to feeling ungrateful or feeling, disappointed in some way, even though we should, under normal circumstances, be elated at the events that are unfolding. So that's a part of that energy too, with that Jupiter square to Venus. And those are really the big energies coming up for, the next couple of weeks ahead. And so what you need to look for in your own chart is, first off, download my Astrology 101 PDF guide so you can see the significations for the different planets, different zodiac signs, houses, etc., and how to look at that in your own chart. But for this full moon in Sagittarius, and I'm actually going to pull up the chart for this as I'm speaking about it. But for this full moon in Sagittarius, this is a really beautiful energy for all of the fire signs in particular. So if you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, if you have a lot of planets in Sagittarius, if you have a lot of planets in Leo or in Aries, this is going to be an energy with those planets and the significations that you'll find in the PDF guide. This is going to be something that will come about in a way that's very exciting and very enlivening and very harmonious in your life. For those who have a lot of mutable energy, so if you have planets in the mutable signs, which are Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, then this could be a little less harmonious and a little bit more disruptive. Or because of that Saturn influence in the mutables, because Saturn's in the sign of Pisces, there could be an energy here of stalling out, or like something beautiful is coming forth and you feel like you really want to jump into it, you need to jump into it, but because Saturn's in the mix, you have to kind of take your time, or there's some sort of blockage that you have to kind of overcome, or there's something that you need to do, some work you need to do in order to make that actually happen. And so look at the significations for the sign or the planets that you have in the mutable signs. Those significations, those topics, those themes are going to be subject to, yes, something manifesting and coming forward, and the need to take action, but the need to actually look at slowing things down and doing things in an appropriate fashion, and making sure that you're having appropriate boundaries around those topics and themes before you take action. So hopefully that makes sense. You also want to look at the houses that are occupied by the fire signs. And so again, that is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The topics and themes that are surrounding those houses are going to be subject to, really harmonious, beautiful, exciting culminations. Whereas the mutable signs, so that's going to be especially Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. Sagittarius is also mutable, so you'll get a little of both of these energies there. But the mutable signs and the houses that are occupied by those signs in whole sign houses in your chart, the topics and themes that are connected to those houses are going to be subject to, yes, something is unfolding, something is manifesting, something is coming to this beautiful culmination, and there's a need to act. But there's that energy again of Saturn, which is calling on you first and foremost to look at your boundaries, make sure that they're solid, and to make sure that you can actually handle what it is that you're pushing forward right now long term, because the long-term consequences of your actions and what's unfolding might not necessarily be worth the short-term benefits and gains. And so you want to look at that as well. And so that is everything for the general forecast. So let's get into the forecast for all 12 signs, beginning, of course, with Aries and Aries rising. I'm just scooting a little bit better so I can see my charts a little better. All right. And so for Aries, this full moon is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of adventure. It's the house of travel. It's the house of getting out there and just doing something really exciting. This could be the culmination of travel plans that you've been working on or that you've been looking forward to for quite some time. This could be the culmination of something involving an educational pursuit. So maybe like a graduation. It could be yours or somebody else's, especially around this time period here in June. This could be the culmination of a really important connection to somebody in a foreign country. But really, this is just a great time for Aries and Aries rising people in particular to go out there and do something really adventurous, really outside the box, really exciting, really liberating and freeing, to do something that you feel really passionate about, really excited about. This isn't a time to just sit inside and like wallow. This is a time to go out there and to use this energy in a really positive and powerful way. Move your body, connect with new people, connect with new cultures. Explore a little bit, have an adventure, because this for you, Aries, is a literal adventure. And so this full moon energy is really beautiful for all of those things. There's not a lot holding you back, Aries, because of where this is placed in your chart. And so, and this could also be a really great time to put your thoughts or your ideas out into the world for public consumption. Like maybe there's something you want to teach or you want to share with other people. And now's the time where all of a sudden all of a sudden you have that platform, or all of a sudden you feel really motivated to speak out, and it's very well received, especially again, if it's something that you're maybe teaching or sharing because you're so passionate about it. For Taurus and for Taurus rising, there's something coming to a culmination here involving money or joint finances, especially pertaining to your home, your family, your property, real estate, something along those lines. It could be that, money comes through for rent, or money comes through for a purchase, or the sale of a home or something along those lines comes through for you around this time. This could be a return on an investment involving property or something along those lines, but you do have to kind of take action on it in order for that to manifest. This could also be the culmination of something involving joint finances. And so it could be that there's something going on here with your partner's resources where all of a sudden something is illuminated that could help to create more money, more income, more revenue for both of you. This is also a really great energy if you've been waiting on, money to come through for not just like loans, but maybe a tax refund or an insurance payout or some sort of inheritance or something along those lines. This is where you can finally see some of that cash flow. This is also a really great time to kind of spotlight your need to heal from something. So this is where you could very easily take action on some old wound, old fear, old anxiety that stems from especially early childhood experience or experiences involving your parents, where, it's been weighing on you, it's been controlling your decisions kind of subconsciously for a really long time due to fear, due to, whatever's been left over from that. And now all of a sudden you have the ability to heal through it very easily by just being very direct with the people involved. And it's almost like if you just get in there and address it directly, the air is cleared and everything starts to move forward. The only hindrance I would say with any of these topics, the financial, the psychological, or otherwise, is potentially letting your friends get too involved. So don't worry about what your friends think about what it is that you're doing, and don't, give them too much say. You have to have really good boundaries with them. But other than that, I think this is a great energy for Taurus. This full moon is in the 7th house for Gemini and for Gemini rising. This is a beautiful energy for going on an adventure with somebody else. So this would be great for getting out there and doing something really exciting with a partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but it could be. This could also be a time where a new partnership is highlighted or illuminated, especially one that's initiated within your community or your immediate environment, within your neighborhood even, or that you meet through maybe a relative or an extended family member in some way. Or this could be a really great time to take a trip or do something exciting with like your siblings even. That would be really wonderful with this energy. Or to take a day trip with your partner or with a close friend. And that day trip, if you're not partnered, could lead to some sort of romantic encounter. This is a really important time for really direct, really open, honest communication, and also generosity within partnership. And so I see this as just being a really liberating, really freeing, really exciting time for you to connect with other people. This is not a full moon to just sit inside and, wait things out. This is one where you're going to want to get out there. You're going to want to use this energy in the most positive way that you can, especially when it comes to your relationships. Do something physical and real and tangible that's exciting and adventurous and new with other people that you care about. All right. And then for Cancer rising. So this full moon is happening in your 6th house, which is the house of health, work, and daily routines. It's also the house of pets. There could be some sort of exciting culmination that's been building. Maybe you've been working on a really big project and all of a sudden it's coming to fruition. You're seeing it happen. And maybe there's a financial opportunity tied to that work-related project that comes through, but you have to jump on it. You have to take action in the here and now. And if that's the case, absolutely go for it. There could be inhibitions due to maybe your conscience, I would say, because Saturn is in your 9th house, which has to do with your ethical and moral value systems. And it could be that you feel guilty or you feel wrong about taking advantage of this project in some way. If it is actually wrong to do, like maybe someone else did most of the work and you're putting your name on it and you're getting like a bonus, really, because there's like quick money coming in from this. It's not like long-term money. It's almost as if like you do something, you spit out this project, it's wonderful, it's well received, and you get like a little boost very quickly of income, or some sort of money comes in, or some sort of reward financially. It's not like a long-term thing, but there's like long-term repercussions when it comes to compromising yourself and your integrity if that is applicable in this situation. So just make sure that what you're doing is aligned with your integrity, especially if you're going to reap the benefits and rewards for that, because guilt could set in. This is also a really important time where, you could have some sort of culmination or something highlighted or something that comes forward for you health-wise, where your health improves suddenly. You finally find that right exercise program, that right diet, that right thing that helps you to take your health and your the way that your body feels to the next level. There could also be really important developments involving things like animals, and so that could be part of this too. You could have a new pet. This is also an energy where it could be a culmination involving things pertaining to, let's see here, sixth house. Pertaining to like service. So I would say if you are in a caregiver role, there could be something that comes up around that role, but it's kind of like almost exciting. It's like finally you get to like take maybe you're caring for like an elderly grandparent or something like that. Let's just give this as an example. Finally, they're doing really well. They're really excited, and you can take them out to the park. You can do something a little bit more exciting, more adventurous that breaks you out of your day-to-day routine. And the same thing could be said for like work and health and all that too. Do something different that breaks you out of your normal work routine. Go out there in the field if you can, do something that breaks you out of your normal health routine. This would be a really great time to try something more extreme, more exciting. Go skydiving, go rock climbing, go, do that power, whatever class you want to do. All of those things are really nice for Cancers right now. All right. And then for Leo and for Leo rising, lucky Leo, this is hitting your chart so nicely. So you have a full moon in your fifth house, which is the house of joy. It's the house of love and romance and sex. It's the house of fun and play. It's the house that gets you out there to have a night on the town, to do something exciting, to, experience a little romance, go to a concert, go to your favorite restaurant, go to a new restaurant, go to a foreign restaurant. That's very much a Sagittarius thing to do. This is a really great energy where you're going to be feeling energized and motivated physically. So doing something physically active that you love and that you're passionate about, like going out dancing or something like that, could be great for this energy. And that could even spark a little bit of romance in your current love life, like with your current partner or even a new partnership. And so I love that. Don't let your fears hold you back with Saturn in the eighth house. So make sure that, if you are feeling anxious or nervous about going out and doing the thing, that those fears are warranted, because they're probably not. It's probably fear that's tied into either past experiences that are not connected to this moment, or it could be like valid fears around finances. So make sure that you're sticking to your budget, even if you are going out and having a really exciting weekend and utilizing this energy in a really fun way to do something that your heart wants to do. This could also be the culmination of something really exciting involving your children. So, maybe finally you get to take them to this like really fun place they've been wanting to go, and it's really happy. It's just a very playful energy and a very active energy involving your children if you have any. So, this is a great energy for Leo. I love it. Enjoy this while it's here. All right. And for Virgo and for Virgo rising. So for Virgos, this is happening in your fourth house, which is the house of home, family, property, and real estate. There's something here where there's something culminating. It could be that you've been working on a very important home renovation project or a project involving your home and family, and finally it's coming to fruition. There's something that you need to do behind the scenes, or there's something that somebody's doing behind the scenes in secret that could actually help you further your goals in some way. So normally the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. And yeah, there is maybe someone working against you in other areas, like we talked about in the video about the grand fixed cross that's happening. But when it comes to your goals, for your family life, for your home life, for your place of living, for what goes on behind the scenes after work, maybe for something involving your parents, there's somebody working for you behind the scenes, and that can be a really lovely thing. This is not the most outgoing full moon energy for Virgos. This is kind of like there's too much action going on in the home front, and that's where you need to be right now, as opposed to being out in the world. There could be an important contract agreement negotiation or kind of one-on-one yeah, like a negotiation going on here that could put a damper on your home renovation plans or your plans with your home and family, and could be a source of stress or strain. So you do need to address that in order to reap the benefits and rewards. It could even be like a partner or a close friend or a close family member is kind of like a naysayer. Like you want to, move somewhere beautiful. You want to move to a foreign country. You want to, add an addition to your home, whatever it is. And, this naysayer is kind of bringing you down. If that's the case, then this is more of a Saturn and Pisces boundary issue that you need to address with this person. But otherwise, I think that whatever your goals are for, your after work, when you come home, what you're doing behind the scenes, whatever your goals are for that, you are going to start to see a lot of these things start to manifest and culminate. All right. And then for Libra and for Libra rising. So for Libra, this full moon is happening in your third house. And this is a really nice energy for Libra, especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to friendships. So yes, romantic partnerships can be amplified, especially if you are a Libra sun, moon, or rising anywhere from really 5 to, I would say 20 degrees almost, 17. I'll go 17, 18. So 5 to 18 degrees. You'll be feeling this in a more romantic light. But this is really a great time for you to get out there and to engage with your community, to do something really fun in your more immediate environment. So if you've been traveling a lot, this is a good time to kind of bring it closer to home and have an adventure there. This is a really great time to go out with friends, to connect with people on an interpersonal level. Networking and connecting with people, especially close to home in your own community, can be very fruitful and very motivating at this time. You can have some sort of short-term benefit or gain from those connections. I will say, though, that it almost feels like you have so much on your plate at work and it could be a little frazzled. You need to have really good boundaries with your work-life balance this weekend, because you really do need to be out there socializing. There are so many benefits, and really going out there and doing something physical in a social sense. So joining like a group fitness course, or going out to like doing a group hike with a bunch of friends, like things like that would be more beneficial than just sitting and talking to people, although communication is beneficial right now. There could also be a concern about sharing information publicly that could hurt you in the workplace. So maybe you're worried about, you have something that you really want to say, you have something that you really want to put out there in a blog, in a, email, in like a podcast, whatever, and you're concerned about the backlash at work. And that is a relevant concern. So you want to make sure that if you're putting it out there, yes, your heart's in the right place, but what are the long-term repercussions, and are you having appropriate boundaries involving your work? Then for Scorpio, it's Scorpio rising. So for Scorpio, this is happening in your second house. So for Scorpios, you might be having some sort of really important, really exciting culmination occurring around the area of finance. This could be that you need to take action or do something really abruptly or really quickly out in the world for the public to see, in public consumption, in your career. It's almost like a big career move is needing to take place very quickly, and the financial rewards will finally be there. It's almost like there's something that you've already been building toward financially, and if you just do this one thing or address this one specific issue, or connect with this one person, or speak your piece even to this one authority figure, then things will finally move forward and the money that you need will come through. I love this energy for that. This is just really great for work and career in general. So reaching your career goals, reaching your financial goals, all of it. Don't allow yourself to overindulge in play and, doing things that are just fun for the sake of having fun right now, because this is really about work, and it's going to feel exciting. It's almost as if this is like an adventure in and of itself, where you feel like you're on this new path, you're on this new trajectory with your financial life, with your work life, with your career. And even if not with your career, it could be with something that you're putting out there into the world for others to view, for others to see. This has to do with your reputation and the legacy that you leave behind after your working years. And part of that legacy could be your financial legacy. And so there's something going on here that's really important, where you're going to feel really motivated. You're going to feel really excited. You're going to have a lot of energy to put into it. And so use this energy wisely. So this is not a weekend of partying and, all of that. You're going to have good boundaries when people are like, come out to the club, come out to the bar, come do this, come do that. You're going to be like, no, I am working on this work project. I'm really excited about it. I know it's going to be financially viable, and then it will be. All right. For Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. So for Sagittarius, this energy is happening in your sign, of course. And so this is a big culmination where all eyes are on you. You could be getting some sort of recognition for an educational project, for an educational pursuit. This would be a really great time for Sagittarius to take a short trip, like a long distance trip for a short period of time. So to initiate a travel opportunity or experience. I love, love, love this energy for that. This is a really beautiful energy in general for doing something that's in alignment with your integrity and being recognized for that, or for sharing your wisdom and your experience with other people in some way, in some sort of educational context maybe. And again, getting recognized for this because the spotlight is on you. People are going to be like, wow, Sagittarius, look what you did. I'm so excited about this. I'm so motivated by your work. And so I love this energy for that. Again, I also love it for travel. I love it for initiating some sort of educational pursuit. So maybe if you wanted to take a new course or, start some sort of program or something like that to learn something new, this could be a great time for that. There is stuff going on behind the scenes in the home that could be hindering you. So make sure you have really good boundaries when it comes to family obligations or obligations around the home. Like, don't spend too much time focusing on that type of work right now, because really what you need to be doing is putting yourself out there, having that adventure, and sharing your ideas, your thoughts, your big picture viewpoints with others, because that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck here at the time of this full moon. And then we have Capricorn and Capricorn rising. So for Capricorn, this energy is happening in your 12th house, which is the house of all things hidden. So for Capricorn, even though this is a big, adventurous, outgoing new moon or full moon energy in the sign of Sagittarius, for you, this is more of a time to turn inward. This is a good time to think about your ethical and philosophical values. This is a really good time for deep introspection, philosophical and religious exploration, or spiritual exploration of some kind. This isn't necessarily the time to be out there. You've been working. You've been spending a lot of time out in the world doing things lately. This is where you need to spend some time and rest. So take a little, weekend retreat, spend some time in solitude. This could actually be financially fruitful for you in a lot of ways. But really what's motivating you right now is your inner world and your need to kind of take stock internally and subjectively of where you're at in life and what you need to do moving forward. There is this energy here with Saturn in the third house, where in your immediate environment or community, there could be communication coming in that causes you to feel fearful or restricted or burdened in some way. Make sure you're having good boundaries with all of your communication tools this weekend. This would be one of the best weekends to just turn off your phone. So to do like a screen-free weekend, like no phone, no computer, no information coming in, just sitting with what's going on internally. All right. And then for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So for Aquarius, this energy is happening, let's see here, with Mars and the full moon in your 11th house, which is the house of friends, group associations, and people you surround yourself with by choice. This is a very social full moon for Aquarius. So get out there, do something really fun, adventurous, and exciting with your friend group, with your tribe, with the people that you enjoy spending time with. Go to a party, throw a party, whatever it is that you need to do to put yourself out there around the time of this full moon, which happens on June 3rd. Make sure you do it. Romance can be amped up and amplified. Passion in current romances can be amped up and amplified just by getting out there and engaging with the world and connecting with other people. This could be a new romance that stems from an old friendship that could come up around this time for some of you as well. And so you don't want to be just sitting around, hiding out from the world right now. This is the time to get out there and connect with your people. Short-term, but very powerful benefits can come from doing that. Don't let financial concerns hinder your ability to go out there and have fun and to enjoy yourself when it comes to your friends. Have good boundaries there. Make sure that you're sticking to your budget, but don't worry too much about that. That's the only thing that could put a damper on your really fun, exciting weekend. And then finally, Pisces and Pisces rising. So for Pisces, this full moon is happening in your 10th house, which is the house of career and public reputation. You could be getting some sort of public recognition for something that you did for work or something with your business even. So if you are an entrepreneur, a small business owner, a solopreneur, whatever, this is where a really important project could be really culminating and coming to fruition and being put out there into the world. And it could go quite well for you, especially when it comes to bringing in maybe short-term gains on a day-to-day basis with your business. So like a short-term like burst, but a very powerful burst of new customers or new clients or whatever. This could also just be the culmination of a really important work-related project. Or if you are somebody who's not working, it's almost as if you're thrust out into the public eye. What in the context of what that means for you. Obviously, if you're a celebrity, that's different than, being a stay-at-home mom who normally isn't out there in the public eye. So it could even be that like you get featured in your kids' like school newspaper or something like that. That's like unusual for you, but in the context of your life, it's public exposure. Hopefully that makes sense. And that could actually be really powerful, and it could bring in this energy of like a new project or something new that you could do that could be really exciting. This is also, by the way, Pisces, a great energy for getting very disciplined with Saturn in your first house, around exercise with Mars in your sixth house, and feeling excited and amped up and really, really like yes about it. And so if that's something that is interesting to you and that you've been wanting to jump into, this is the weekend to join that gym, to join that new exercise class, to start that program, because you have not just the discipline, but the willpower and energy to make that happen right now. And so I love this for Pisces, for your health. And so that is my forecast, you guys, for all the signs. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. That means a lot to me when you do, and it helps me out quite a bit. And share this video with your friends if you feel like they could benefit from the information I share with you today. Make sure to comment below, let us know how you're doing, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.